The onion, a simple yet essential ingredient in many of our favorite dishes. A humble vegetable yet a culinary giant. From the moment it hits the cutting board, the onion transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. It's a staple in kitchens around the world, adding depth and flavor to countless dishes. From French onion soup to Indian curries, the onion is a universal ingredient. But have you ever considered growing your own? Imagine the joy of harvesting onions right from your backyard. Homegrown onions are incredibly rewarding. They not only taste better but also provide a sense of accomplishment. They offer a freshness and taste unmatched by supermarket varieties. The crispness, the flavor, the aroma, everything is enhanced when you grow them yourself. Plus, there's a certain satisfaction that comes from nurturing a plant from bulb to table. Watching it grow day by day, knowing that your care and effort are bringing it to life. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or a complete novice, onions are a surprisingly easy crop to cultivate. They require minimal maintenance and can thrive in various conditions. With a little know-how and a touch of dedication, you can enjoy a bountiful harvest from your own backyard. Imagine the convenience of having fresh onions at your fingertips whenever you need them. In this essay, we'll delve into the world of onion farming, exploring time-tested techniques and innovative gardening hacks to help you achieve success in your own garden. From soil preparation to pest control, we'll cover everything you need to know. So, let's get started, shall we? Join us on this journey to discover the joys and benefits of growing your own onions. Whether for culinary use or simply the pleasure of gardening, onions are a fantastic addition to any garden. Before we even think about planting, we need to talk about the foundation of any successful garden, the soil. The quality of your soil can make or break your gardening efforts. It's not just about dirt, it's about creating a nurturing environment where your plants can thrive. Healthy soil is teeming with life, from beneficial bacteria to earthworms, all working together to support plant growth. Onions thrive in loose, well-drained soil that's rich in organic matter. This type of soil allows roots to penetrate easily and access the nutrients they need. Organic matter, such as compost, not only provides essential nutrients but also improves soil structure, making it easier for water and air to reach the roots. Think of it as creating a comfy bed for your onions to grow in. Just like we need a comfortable place to rest, onions need a well-prepared bed to grow strong and healthy. This means taking the time to properly prepare your soil before planting. Before planting, work in plenty of compost or well-rotted manure. These organic amendments enrich the soil, providing a slow-release source of nutrients that will feed your onions throughout the growing season. They also help retain moisture, which is crucial for onion development. This will improve drainage, provide essential nutrients, and create an ideal environment for your onion bulbs to develop. Proper soil preparation is the key to a bountiful harvest. Next, let's talk seeds. You can start onions from seeds, sets, small onion bulbs, or transplants. Each method has its own advantages and challenges. Seeds are the most economical option and offer the widest variety of onion types, but they require a longer growing season and more attention to detail. Seeds offer a wider variety of onion types, but they require a longer growing season. If you have the time and patience, starting from seeds can be very rewarding. You'll have the opportunity to grow unique and heirloom varieties that you might not find as sets or transplants. Sets are a popular choice for beginners, as they are easy to plant and mature quickly. They are small, immature onion bulbs that have been grown from seed the previous year. Planting sets is straightforward, and they tend to be more resilient to adverse conditions. Transplants, started indoors or purchased from a nursery, offer a head start on the growing season. They are young plants that have already been growing for several weeks, so they can be planted directly into the garden. This method is ideal if you want to get a jump on the season and ensure a quicker harvest. Whichever method you choose, be sure to select onion varieties that are well suited to your climate and growing conditions. Different onion varieties have different requirements, so it's important to do your research and choose the best types for your specific area. This will help ensure a successful and productive onion harvest. Now let's get our hands dirty and start planting. Onions are a versatile and essential ingredient in many dishes, and growing them can be incredibly rewarding. Whether you choose to plant sets or seeds, each method has its own unique benefits and steps to follow. If you're using sets, plant them about 1 inch deep and 4 inches apart, with the pointed end facing up. Onion sets are small, immature onions that have been grown from seed the previous year. They are easier to handle and have a higher success rate for beginners. Water them in well and be patient. Onions need consistent moisture to establish their roots and start growing. Make sure the soil is well drained to prevent waterlogging, which can lead to rot. It takes a few weeks for them to sprout. During this time, keep an eye on the soil moisture and ensure it remains slightly damp. You'll start to see green shoots breaking through the soil, signaling the beginning of your onion crop. For seeds, sow them directly into the ground about ½ inch deep and 2 inches apart. Onion seeds can be a bit more challenging to work with, but they offer a wider variety of onion types and can be more economical. Thin them out to 4 inches apart once they reach a few inches tall. Thinning is crucial to give each onion enough space to grow to its full potential. Crowded onions will compete for nutrients and water, resulting in smaller bulbs. Remember, onions are sun worshippers. They thrive in full sunlight, which helps them develop strong, healthy bulbs. Without enough light, onions may become weak and prone to disease. Choose a sunny spot in your garden that receives at least 6 hours of direct sunlight each day. The more sunlight your onions get, the better they will grow. Consider the position of other plants and structures that might cast shadows. Onions are also quite thirsty, so make sure to water them regularly, especially during dry spells. Consistent watering is key to preventing stress and ensuring steady growth. Mulching around the plants can help retain soil moisture and reduce the frequency of watering. A good rule of thumb is to provide them with about 1 inch of water per week. Use a rain gauge or a simple container to measure the amount of water your garden receives. Adjust your watering schedule based on rainfall and the specific needs of your soil and climate. Onions are relatively low-maintenance plants, but they do appreciate a little TLC throughout the growing season. Feeding them with a balanced fertilizer every few weeks will help them grow big and strong. Look for a fertilizer that's specifically formulated for onions or root vegetables. Avoid using high nitrogen fertilizers, as this can lead to excessive foliage growth at the expense of bulb development. Watering is crucial, especially during the early stages of growth. Aim to keep the soil consistently moist but not waterlogged. As the onions mature, you can gradually reduce the frequency of watering. A good way to check if your onions need watering is to stick your finger about 1 inch into the soil. If it feels dry, it's time for a drink. Section 5. Innovative hacks for healthy onions. Now let's talk about some fun and innovative hacks that can take your onion game to the next level. One simple but effective trick is to mulch around your onion plants with straw, grass clippings, or shredded leaves. Mulching helps to retain moisture in the soil, suppress weeds, and regulate soil temperature. It's like tucking your onions in for a good night's sleep. Another great hack is to use companion planting to your advantage. Onions are known to deter certain pests, making them excellent companions for carrots, lettuce, and tomatoes. In turn, these plants can help to repel pests that might bother your onions. It's a win-win situation. Section 6. Combating pests and diseases. Speaking of pests, onions are generally quite resilient, but they can occasionally fall victim to pesky critters and diseases. One common pest is the onion fly, whose larvae can damage the bulbs. To deter these unwanted visitors, try planting carrots nearby, as their strong scent can confuse the flies. You can also protect your onions by using row covers or surrounding them with a barrier of sand or diatomaceous earth. Another potential problem is downy mildew, a fungal disease that can cause yellowing and wilting of the leaves. To prevent downy mildew, ensure good air circulation around your plants by spacing them properly and avoiding overhead watering. If you do notice signs of disease, remove affected plants immediately to prevent the spread. Section 7. Harvesting your bounty. Timing is key. As the days grow shorter and the onion tops start to yellow and flop over, it's a sign that your onions are almost ready for harvest. This usually happens in late summer or early autumn. To encourage the bulbs to mature fully, gently bend the tops of the onions over a few weeks before you plan to harvest them. This helps to direct energy towards bulb development. Once the tops have completely dried out and turned brown, it's time to harvest your onions. Carefully lift them out of the ground with a garden fork, being careful not to damage the bulbs. Leave them to dry in a well-ventilated area for a couple of weeks, then store them in a cool, dry place. Section 8. The joys of homegrown onions. There's nothing quite like the taste of a freshly harvested, homegrown onion, The flavor is more intense, the texture is crisper, and the satisfaction of growing them yourself is immeasurable. Imagine slicing into a juicy onion that you've nurtured from a tiny seed or set. It's an incredibly rewarding experience. But the joys of homegrown onions extend far beyond the dinner table. Gardening in general is a wonderful way to connect with nature, relieve stress, and get some exercise. And when you grow your own food, you know exactly where it's come from and what's gone into it. It's a healthier, more sustainable way to eat. Section 9. Onion quirks, a surprising fact. Now for a bit of onion trivia to end on a lighter note. Did you know that onions can make you cry because they release a gas called syn-propanethyl S-oxide? This gas irritates the lacrimal glands in our eyes, causing them to produce tears. It's a clever defense mechanism that helps to protect onions from pests. So, the next time you find yourself shedding a tear while chopping onions, remember that it's all part of nature's grand design. So, there you have it. Everything you need to know to embark on your own onion growing adventure. Remember, gardening is a journey of learning and experimentation. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty, try new things, and most importantly, have fun. Happy gardening, everyone.